Hello everyone and welcome back to another TSW2 video. DTG released a new roadmap today on November 16th, and I'm going to be going over it and giving a little bit of a recap and talking about some of the things that may have moved up or down in the listings and possibly some new things on the roadmap. Before we get into the video, I'm going to ask all of you to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and consider becoming a channel member with the link in the description below if you would like to support me even further. Let's get into it. Starting off, we see a picture of, I believe, the ES 4400 ACE. Hopefully I got that correct. I don't really know too much about American freight locomotives, but we see that here on the Sherman Hill route. This week's roadmap has some small improvements and a couple of new additions. Into next arrival is Sherman Hill. We will be offering a first look preview of the route on Thursday the 18th. Horseshoe Curve, developed by Skyhook Games, has moved back down into in production. Seeing an item move down in the roadmap can make it appear as though things aren't going to plan. However, those of you who may have been following our progress over the last year will know that this kind of change isn't unusual during the development of new routes. In this case, we simply wanted to give Horseshoe Curve a little more time while separating it from the release of Sherman Hill. And that is definitely good to hear because they are both American freight routes, and I feel like releasing them back to back or so close together with number one, sales wouldn't be too high for either of the two routes. And number two, it feels like that would fatigue a lot of players, just releasing two very similar routes, very, very near each other, I don't think that's a good idea for DTG. So I'm glad that they pushed the release of Horseshoe Curve back a little bit, so Sherman Hill can get the spotlight right now. And I wonder if they're going to slip in that new German route to, I believe, Chesnitz or whatever that is. I wonder if they're going to try and slip the release of that in before Horseshoe Curve. But that's very interesting, and I do like that decision. Also, it's nice to see that Horseshoe Curve will be getting a little bit more time because it is a third-party route by Skyhook Games, and we know the history of third-party developers with TSW. TSG is an exception. They do phenomenal work. The BR423, BR101, their upcoming G6, all of that. Phenomenal work, but Skyhook and Rivet have kind of been in the community's bad side for a bit, to say the least. So it's good to see them pushing that back. Continuing on, also added to the roadmap this week is that Rivet Games are working on upgrades to the Arosa line timetable. That's great to hear. This is in direct feedback to feedback. This is in the direct response, to feedback received by players. We will go into detail about what these upgrades are on the stream, and I haven't seen the stream yet. I don't usually watch the streams until after I create these videos because it's more of me taking a look at the roadmap and giving my thoughts rather than just like a full-on recap, telling you everything that was on the roadmap. This is just my thoughts and what I think about this, But I do think it's great to see, the Arosa line getting the upgrades and the fixes and stuff that it needs, Even if it is just the timetable, I would have preferred maybe some sound fixes, some texture fixes, bug fixes, all types of stuff needs to be done to the Arosa line. But I do like that they're starting out with a timetable because that was a big part of it, Sometimes you'll get a red signal that never appeared on the HUD that's integrated into the timetable. Once you close the doors, the signal turns green, or if you open the doors, the signal turns red, or you'll end up 20 minutes late to the last stop. The timetable is just integrated horribly onto the route, and I'm glad to see that they are taking the time to go back and attempt to fix that, But moving on, PlayStation 5 owners with larger collections for Train Sim World 2 have been experiencing issues due to the limitations regarding the size of add-ons they were able to have installed at any one time. In order to mitigate this problem quickly, we have split the solution into two parts. Doing so enables us to get the first part of this fix out sooner, and Matt will go into full details about what this entails during tonight's roadmap stream. Now, first of all, without even seeing the stream, I want to guess, you know, what this fix is going to be. And in my opinion, I feel like it's going to be them integrating all of the DLCs into just one core package. You know, that's something that a lot of game developers do. Take Call of Duty, for example. All of the DLCs, all of the extra weapons and skin packs and all of that is integrated into the base game. So as soon as you purchase one, you get that in the game, instead of having to download a separate file. You know what I mean? What's another game that GTA, I guess, is a good example, even though all DLCs are kind of like available to all players. It's just like extra vehicles you need to purchase. A good example is probably Watch Dogs. Before you buy the extra DLCs like Bloodline or whatever, that's already integrated into the game. And so it's what a lot of developers do to avoid these issues with the PS5's whatever add-on limit and cap and all of that, you know, just integrating that into the core size. It also, I believe, it helps stability possibly in some capacity or whatever. But that's what I feel like they're going to be doing. If they aren't, I'm very interested in seeing the possible fix they have for the PS5 issue. I'm more interested in the trophy issue, being that I don't have a PS5 right now. I'm more interested in the trophy issue with the PS4 and the PS5 combined. But I do understand everyone's issues with not being able to have all of the add-ons installed for the PS5. And I understand that, and I hope that does get fixed relatively soon. Continuing on, the upgrade to Unreal Engine 4.26 has not been without its difficulties. We are continuing to resolve problems that have come up, not least of all with regard to overall performance. That's great to hear, because the performance, especially on last-gen consoles, is horrible. For the lack of better words, it's horrible. It's not a good experience, to say the least. You know, London Commuter is a great example of this. Coming into London Victoria is hell. Matter of fact, Riesa to Dresden, you get like 10 frames per second inside of Dresden Hauptbahnhof, and it's unacceptable, honestly. It's hard to play with that type of frame rate. And I hope that more more stabilization upgrades is added to the game, you know, to kind of make it smoother and more smooth, less heavy on frame rates, you know, less heavy on the GPU and CPU for the PS4 and the Xbox One. One of the more noticeable issues experienced by Xbox players is a flickering of some textures. I've actually noticed that on PS4, but continuing, we have already released an update that resolved this problem for some users, and we expect the next update to fix it for everyone. As soon as we have a time frame for this update, we will let you know. Meanwhile, we are continuing to work on improving frame rate and performance, and that's great to hear. But moving on, next arrival, we have Sherman Hill with the SD70 ACE. Okay, so it was not the ES4400, it was the SD70 ACE and the SD40-2. Very interested in this route. It looks, the graphics, just looking at this, it reminds me a lot of a Train Sim Classic route, you know, instead of a TSW route. The graphics, the lighting, it's really the lighting that makes it look a bit weird and a bit of like an older type of route that might have been developed for Train Sim 2021 or whatever. But I'm glad that it's releasing relatively soon. I'm not a big fan of American Freight, but I will be keeping my eye on this route. I might end up picking it up at some point. I'm not completely sure, but I am thinking about like trying to get into attempting to operate freight trains in TSW. As some of you may know, I hate freight trains. I can't stand it. I'm not good at all. You've seen me drive a what was it? I think it was an AC4400 CW on the Sandpatch Grade route in TSW2, and I could not figure out how to release the brakes properly through the screen. So yeah, I'm not good at freight routes. But in the upcoming section, we have the main Spencer Bond Scenario Planner expansion, the MP36PH Baby Bullet. In the Scenario Planner, we have the Peninsula Corridor Preservation update, and I heard that they are looking for people to give them designs for the PIS screens, so that's very interesting. And we have the MysticZeenoz preservation update. Very, very interesting. I'm waiting for another round of LIRR preservation, and I will be coming out with a video, the unfinished add-ons video for LIRR. That's coming very, very soon. I'm gathering the footage in game of LIRR. I've already finished the script. That video is coming relatively soon, but I will be releasing, I believe, the London commuter review before that. We have the rush hour passenger system. I assume that this means that there is just like them adding this to the other routes. Add rail driver support to the Preserve collection. And we have the G6 by Train Sim Germany, which we have some photos of. And we also have an update to London commuter, and it's very ominous, you know, no details here, just an update. Very interesting. In production, we have Horseshoe Curve, Altona or Altoona, however you pronounce that, to Johnstown and South Fork with the ES44AC and the GP38-2, developed by Skyhook Games. We have the Arosa line timetable update, and then moving on to stuff we already seen on the roadmap, you know, TSW2 Rush Hour, the core, Steam update, improved cloud visuals, which I'm very interested in. I know that London Midland helped develop the new cloud engine or the new skybox for TSW2, and I'm waiting to see when that's going to release. Here we have the Oakville Subdivision preservation update, which I've seen on forums, and I believe it was in one of the last roadmap streams that they're attempting to add some baby bullet trains along the route. I'm not sure if it'll be in Go Transit livery. Hopefully it will, but that will be very, very interesting to see. We have Dovetail Live Rewards, which I'm actually starting to get into Dovetail Mastery a little bit more, trying to pursue some of the challenges. Add crossing gates to the Preserve collection. PIS boards to the Preserve collection, full-length platform climb-up, and livery designer compatibility. It feels like we've been working on this for more than a year now. I'm waiting for the BR422 to get put in the livery designer. I want to make that green livery for it. We have memory use optimization, user guides and manuals, add a new skybox to the Preserve collection, add road traffic to the Preserve collection. Was there not road traffic before? I'm pretty sure there were. Pretty sure I saw road traffic on LIRR, but whatever. We still have the BR420, which is still in production. Can't wait for that train to release. It will, I believe, it's been confirmed that it will have its own timetable. Well, not confirmed, basically. I've heard on the Train Sim Discord server. That it will have its own timetable. I wouldn't take that too seriously, though. It's not official information. However, I'm very interested in seeing how they'll integrate that into the Hauptstrasse Munich to Augsburg route, and I'm very interested in seeing if it will run on SKA as well. We have the 232 diesel locomotive for MysticZeenoz, and we have Dresden to Chemnitz, or Chemnitz. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna just say Chemnitz. We have Dresden to Chemnitz with the 612, which is a diesel tilting train, and the 143 yet again. And we have the upgrade to the add-on limit fix. And in planning, Scenario Planner 2.0, Livery Designer 2.0. Fun fact about the Livery Designer, I've started writing up the script for my Livery Designer wishlist video. Join my Discord server, and I have a link to like a roadmap of all my future videos and stuff, so you can see what I'm working on at the moment, what I finished, what's upcoming, when I think it will release. You know, I put some dates there, but not all of them. So you should definitely check that out. The link to my Discord server will be down in the description below. We have the PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 profile transfer. I can't wait until that gets done, because the PS5 has been popping up a little bit more. I'm ready to get one, you know, and I wouldn't want to restart my whole profile, being that I'm already I think I'm like level 290 possibly. I'm not sure. I don't really check the level numbers unless I'm checking the level. Never mind. Spirit of Steam first release. I'm not too interested in Steam, but I guess good. And we have the add-on limit fix part 2. So overall, this was a nice roadmap. Not too much was added to it, but it is very interesting to see how things moved through it. It's very interesting to see what they're working on and what got pushed back, all of that stuff. It's very interesting, and I'm looking forward to the Sherman Hill route. And I'm looking forward to checking out the roadmap stream and seeing what they were talking about, see if there's any cool information I could turn into a regular video. But that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you are new to the channel and you haven't already, consider becoming a channel member with the link in the description below so you can support me even further. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.